Good evening, Kristi. This is Darnell from Porsche of Ocala. Just wanted to take a moment to show you the 2017 Porsche Cayenne Platinum Edition that I mentioned in the email. The Platinum Edition differs from the standard model because it has a couple things that are extra that make it stand out just a little bit. One of which is these RS Spider design wheels, which give the car a very sporty and yet classy look at the same time. And if you look around the wheel well, you see the paint matches around the wheel well. On a normal Cayenne, that would be a matte black all the way around the car, so it gives the car a cleaner look in a sense. I'm just going to go over some things about the Cayenne that sometimes people don't know, and show you some of the options that this vehicle has. If you look up front, inside the grille, it might be kind of hard to see with the light. Unfortunately, it's been raining all day and it's kind of cloudy out, but you have active flaps in the grille. So this is going to open and close on its own just to help it control the airflow for the performance of the vehicle. So it's a very unique thing. The fog lights come as standard. You have the 4-point LED daytime running lights, as well as with your blind xenon headlights, and you have a cornering light that comes on when you want to turn the car so you can see better around the corners. This car is powered by a 3.6 V6 naturally aspirated engine that produces 300 horsepower. It's a very responsive, reliable motor. In the email you mentioned Porsche entry and drive. This one does have it, and what's nice on the SUVs is you get the entry and drive on all of the doors. So you put your hand inside the handle, and there's going to be a sensor inside that unlocks the door, and then the black button on the outside is going to lock it. You also get a key that stays in the ignition to start the car instead of having to put your key in, and then you get an additional button that's going to be in the hatch, which I'll show you in a second. So in the back here we got the LED tail lights, which look extremely nice at night, as you can see, because they just came on their own, with 4-point brake lights as well. You have your dual exhaust to give it a very sporty look, which Porsche is known for. You have sensors in the front and rear of the car, so there's 4 sensors up front, 4 sensors in the back, as well as a backup camera. The power tailgate is standard. You get a few additional options with the power tailgate, one of which is the safety with it, so if it senses anything as it's coming down, it's automatically going to stop, which is a good thing to have. Up here you have 2 buttons. The one on the right is the one I mentioned before, so this button will close the hatch as well as lock the car. The one on the left is going to close it, or in a situation like you take it home, you realize it's too high for your garage, you can pull it down to the desired height, and you can press and hold this button here, and it's going to store in the memory of the car after chiming. You have the shade back here for privacy. The seats fold down in a 40-20-40 split, so as you can see, the center can separate from either side, or you can bring either side down. You have tie downs in the rear in case you wanted to keep something secure. 12-volt outlet and net so you can store certain things in the back. You have the spare tire underneath with all the necessary equipment to inflate it. The Cayenne is a very spacious vehicle. Has a little bit more leg space than some of the vehicles in this class. You can fold down the seats with that lever there, and there's another one in front, so as a standard you can slide the seats forward just to get a little bit more space in the rear compartment if you needed to. Very nice, elegant interior. You do have vents in the rear for your passengers, as well as have heated seats for your passengers. Hey, this vehicle has the 14-way power seats with the memory package. meaning you get the memory seats on the driver and passenger side. On the driver's side, it's a little different than the passenger, so you have 2 memory settings for the seat itself and the steering wheel position, while the third key is going to actually allow you to store different memory functions. So let's say you change something in your radio or in the TFT display, you hit set and then that key button, and it's going to store in the memory so that you don't have to change it next time you're in the vehicle. This car does have lane change assist equipped. It's turned on with that button that's lit up right there. And then the light will come on here, and I'll demonstrate right now. So when someone's in your blind spot, the radar system is going to pick them up, and that light will come on the side of the mirror. And it's really good where Porsche positioned it, because it's not on the outside of the mirror, so you don't have to turn your head. It's right in your peripheral. Going in the car, you have the 5 gauges like you would in the 911. This one here is important. That's the TFT that I mentioned a second ago, but I'll go back to that in 1 second. You have the PCM with navigation. And I know you also asked about the difference between the 16s and 17s. This is the major difference right here is this radio. The 17s have a newer layout, very responsive to the touch. It has a proximity sensor, so when your hand gets close, the menu pops up on the screen. Navigation inputs are slightly different. The option to have Apple CarPlay is now available from 17 on. In 16 it wasn't available. And the Apple CarPlay is actually standard when you get the Platinum Edition. So you get the Porsche Connect Plus, which other than the Apple CarPlay, you're going to get the ability to use Wi-Fi capabilities. You'll have an AT&T SIM card, so you can do online searches. You can use Google Earth. You'll have the ability to use a Car Connect application, which is a phone application that links your car to the phone, and as well as a PCM Connect, which creates a Wi-Fi link from your phone to the car for setting appointments and sending destinations. This car has the dual zone climate control up front. You have heated and ventilated seats. All your ventilation controls are right up top. Uses an 8-speed automatic transmission. Because the Cayenne is all-wheel drive, you have an on and off-road mode. You can switch with a toggle switch. You can just push it up and it goes off-road. You can pull it back down and goes back into the on-road mode. And it's going to change how the all-wheel drive system operates for better usage on off-road. You have your sport mode, standard. You have your automatic start and stop, which is going to allow the car to actually cut down the engine to save on fuel. And you can deactivate the feature by pressing this button. As long as that light's on, it won't shut off the car, but it's definitely a good thing to have because it helps save on gas a little bit. You have the PSM, which is your Porsche Stability Management button, so you can hit that to change the stability control. Now going back up here, you have the TFT display. Now you operate this through the steering wheel, so this is the new steering wheel design that was taken from the 918 Spider. On the left here, you have your volume controls, control to answer the phone. This diamond-shaped button, which you can customize to your steering wheel button. You can set it for, I just mentioned automatic start and stop. You can actually set it to operate that button if you wanted to. So anything that would be commonly used, or certain few things that would be commonly used, you can program to that button. That way you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel. On the other side, you have the button to hang up the phone, your back button, and then the roller that's actually going to control the display. So this is your regular vehicle menu that's showing your oil temperature, your coolant temperature, and your oil pressure. You can customize that as well to show compass, time, fuel range, battery voltage. You can tailor it to your liking. You have your audio setting here, so this is going to be for your radio, so you can search through all the radio stations. Your navigation option, which will show you your previous destinations, but while utilizing the navigation, will show you your turn-by-turn directions. Here's your map, which you can customize to have pretty much the same layout as the PCM. your phone function, so you can access your call history as well as your contacts and dial out from here, your trip computer, tire pressure, and then back around to the main vehicle menu. From here you have access to a few things once you actually push the roller in. So your most important thing that you have access to is going to be your settings. So a good portion of your settings are right here at your fingertip. That way you don't have to actually take your hands off the wheel. Alright, let's take one more good look at the Cayenne Platinum Edition. This does have the roof rails as well as the panoramic roof. Alright, Kristi, hopefully this video was informative for you, and we'll speak soon. Thank you.